Alright, so we're back. We got some forward rear end noise, mainly towards one side. Kind of when you turn a curve or you turn a corner and you shift the weight of the vehicle towards the driver's side, you're getting like a wind out of this wheel. So we're going to assume that we got some kind of bearing problems going on. So we're going to go into it right now, pop the lugs off, and this is a full floating 1-ton rear end. So we're going to kind of give y'all a glimpse into what it looks like pulling the axle out of a 1-ton. Alright. Alright, so we got the wheel off. Wheels off. Looks like we got to take these off to get the axle out. How about we mark the rotation of the axle or the position of the axle right here with something. Want to use a paint marker, or we could use like a chisel or something?
Nah, paint marker, probably.
Okay, I mean it might come off.
We do both a scratch and a paint marker.
Why don't we just grab a quick chisel or something that we can something light we can just ding it with. Alright, so we got disc brakes in the rear, and we should have drum. Underneath this rotor should be drum emergency brakes.
Is enough there?
Oh yeah, I could probably mark it with that. And it looks like we got some grinded down bolts here. Oh yeah, we did this years ago, almost 10 years ago, to stop the center cap from bulging. That's a deep, almost a 4 3/4 inch center cap.
About.
To stop that from denting the center cap when you push it on, the wheel on all the way to house this. We grinded some of those long lengths off the bolts. Let's hope we can get them out with no problem. We should be able to. Alright, let's we're gonna take this brake caliper off, the housing for it, which is the hold down for it. I guess we need that jack over here to set this on so we don't rip our cable. Alright,
Get a bucket.
get anything low, we could set this whole caliper assembly on, and then we could find out if we got any wobble or grind in here. Yeah, there's those timber and bushings that everybody's afraid to use because they think it's going to affect the ride. I thought the same thing, but when I installed them, they were excellent. So I recommend timbering. You don't have to worry about an air hose going to them. You don't have to worry about them blowing out on you. And you're talking about another 2,500 pounds of weight you can carry. And leaf sag, it completely eliminates that bullshit. So I mean, it's excellent. These were an excellent purchase. I mean, they were climbing in the 400 range or something, or maybe 200 and something range, but they were definitely worth it. See where they hit the plate down there and they stop on? They are excellent. And I pulled trailers after that, and man, I've loaded them down. We're talking about pulling another vehicle on a trailer with most of the weight toward the front of the trailer. We talked about loading the back of this thing up full of pallets of concrete. We've had concrete in here. We've had so much weight in here, so that's why I suspect this bearing is giving us a problem. All right. Yeah. All right. So we're going
for number 1. All right.
Go ahead. We're untightening 18 mil.
Number 1 ain't handling it.
Come on.
There it goes, going.
Go ahead. All right, get the other one. So that's 18 millimeter for the bracket to hold the whole caliper kit on. Higher. There you go. All right.
It really helps in this kind of work.
What, the Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the shipbuilders. In fact, we probably said it in other videos.
Imagine sitting there.
So these are the same size. Shot over here. It's getting time for some fucking brakes, man. Look at that shit.
Okay.
That's all the pad we got left.
Yeah, it's about.
That's from all the trailers and shit we pulled. All right. Let's get this rotor off here. Remember, we got drum brakes behind here.
Oh yeah.
There we go. That's for the e-brake right there.
Drum e-brakes and main pad brake, main shoe brakes.
Right. Okay.
We put those on 5 years ago, I think.
What?
Not 5. 3 years ago. Those rotors.
Those?
Yeah.
No, we replaced the front rotors. I don't think we ever replaced the rear.
Oh.
They were too expensive. There was no call for it. They're not beat up too bad. We might have done one, maybe on the other side. I don't know. But that looks like a factory rotor. Check it out.
Got a nick. There we go.
Okay, we know that lines up, right?
Yeah.
Not that that probably matters, but you know what, just in case.
So that's a 14.
Right.
Right there.
Alright. We'll come back to the video and we'll get the axle loose. Making an 8. This is a D60, by the way.
Ours is, at least.
Yeah, this is
Everybody
a
else.
D60 with 410 gears in it. The gears don't really matter. These are all the same for this. It's a D60 with they use them in Econolines between the years of
95 and 03, I think.
95 to 99 to 0. I think it was 99 to 05.
Something like that within that range.
Gotta be careful with that.
There we go. Alright, we'll come back.
This will probably get about 80 foot-pounds on this 14 millimeter.
That would mean setting number 1. Alright, I'll get it. Alright, here we
Okay,
go.
we got the axle loose.
Here goes the rear end. It's in fluid.
I wish we had a little bucket for this shit.
Let me go get one.
Alright, nothing works like a coffee can, huh?
Help save the environment a little bit.
Please don't preach that environment shit. Alright. Save the environment, man. Everything goes back to natural anyway. It doesn't matter what we do. Alright, let's check this bearings. Fucking damn, I'm not getting any grinding on this.
None?
No.
Is there any movement? What?
No. What the fuck?
Where's all that noise coming from then?
It could be the brakes.
Like brake stuck or just...
Could be a sticking caliper. Could be all kind of shit.
We know it's not the e-brake because the e-brake ain't
I don't know. It could be some loose shit in here. I don't know.
weight's not down on it though, right?
No, there's no weight on here, so there's no way of really knowing whether the bearings are kaput. But we are getting a hum out of it.
The only way to know would be to actually take the bearings out.
I want to know if it's straight is what I want to know. That seal looks pretty good in there. Because there's no oil coming out of the back of the rear end. If you ever get the reason to take this off for most people would be if these seals back here, they dry rot that fit in the hub, and when they dry rot, you leak rear end fluid out on the
Behind here, right?
yeah, in the inside of the rim. Here, let's check the inside of this rim and see if it's coated in oil. I mean, you're gonna get some seepage, but you shouldn't get much. See this? Nah, you're not getting shit. I mean, that's dry. It's just brake dust, man.
That's all it is.
Yeah, that's bullshit. It's not leaking. The seal's not leaking, which is good. Alright. I just want to make sure this can handle the upgrade we're fixing to throw at it. Which is what? From a 265 70/16
Those tires.
to
A 305 70/16.
a 305 on a 10-inch
On a
rim.
10-inch rim.
So we're going
That's
to
gonna
put a
be
10-inch rim. It's going to give us an inch back here. It's going to push us out a 1/4 inch because the offset is 4.25, which
Yeah, 1/4.
these are 4.5, so they go in more. So it's going to throw 1 inch out there. It's going to pull an inch and a 1/4 up here. So we're going to poke out to about right here on the fender. It's supposed to be inside of here. And it's another thing on these Econolines, which is strange, is we measured the wheel distance back here from tire to tire, and we got 75.5 inches. We measured the wheel distance from knobby to knobby in the front, and we got 78.5. So that's a 3-inch difference from 75.5 to 78.5. So our wheels are essentially, if you look at all these vans, the
stance is wider in the front.
The stance is wider in the front, which is, I don't really like that. I mean, I know that it's done like that for a reason, possibly. Maybe it's that twin I-beam bullshit in the front of the Econolines. But it seems like the Econolines are the only ones with that funny wider stance in the front. So why not bring the back out too?
With a wider rim. With
a wider rim and tire, if we can do it. I mean, it might look like a dragster, but, you know, that's fine. I mean, once I put fender skirts on here, you're not going to really notice the difference. It's not going to be too old schoolish.
Shit, we got no play in that, huh?
Dude, I got no play. I got no noise. You know what?
Should we even bother trying to take it out? Just check them?
Let me see. Mechanic stethoscope.
Screwdriver.
I can hear a little
small grind.
Quiet. It could be normal.
Would they have wear marks if it was a?
Oh, the bearings will have a funny
wear pattern.
They'll have scars in them. They'll have scars on the races and scars on the bearings. I mean, this was right here, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's fun.
Okay, so it was at, what is that? What o'clock is that?
That's about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock position. 3 o'clock would be right here.
Yeah, maybe between 1 and 2.
Between 1 and 2, I need to know. Okay.
1:30.
All right, let me see something here.
Need a hammer?
There's a tool for this, you know, you can buy.
There's
a fucking tool for everything you can buy. I don't know if you want to waste your time buying tools, but or you could just get you a good old screwdriver here like this. Where's that rag at?
Rag over here.
Yeah, pause it for a minute. You got this first nut that comes off counterclockwise, of course. And then this whole locking kit comes with it. There's no cotter keys, there's no nothing, but you do have that one lock ring tit there that slides in this groove. That's for your axle housing. So essentially everything spins on the outer shaft of the axle of the D60 full floating rear end. Okay. Now semi-floating and stuff like that would be everything rides on the inside, and it's got one external bearing here on the outside and a seal, and on the other, and in the inside, the axle takes up the bearing on the other side. So that's the difference between your regular your regular 3/4 ton, your half ton, and semi-floating 3/4 ton. All right.
There's a bearing.
Let's check this bearing for shit marks. And these bearings get lubricated by by your rear end fluid here. You can see the wear on the race, not that bad on the outer. They feel pretty good. I don't see any real scars, but I would want to clean these up and see, but I don't see any. Do you see
marks?
No. You want to look for metallic fleck. I don't really see any metallic fleck from the bearings.
Me neither. Camera's not picking it up either with the light on.
Right. Okay.
No, it's not.
I mean, you're gonna have a little, but
an abundance of.
Yeah, I mean, you got some funny. I don't know if that's funny wear or what. That's just normal race wear, I guess.
It's been in here for years.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would have eaten itself up by now, I would think. But you still want to check that out. Okay. Let's find something clean to put this down on so we don't put any dirt back in it. Let's pull this hub off.
Watch stuff. You got rear end on the ground.
Shit. Alright, fine. Stay there.
There we go. So what's that? Race right there?
There's a race in there, and that's a wheel seal.
So that seal was that right there, falling through partially.
That's the bearing, look. It sits in a race. See?
The internal bearing?
Yes, this is the inside bearing, the inner bearing. Call it inner bearing.
You can see.
Yeah, and the seal is in pretty good shape. It wasn't leaking before. It's going to be hard to check the inner bearing. Now see, the inner bearing could be bad and the outer bearing could be good. But how are we going to know that unless we rip this seal off? And when we take this Timken seal out, we're going to damage it.
We're going to have to replace it inevitably if we try to take it out, right?
Right. You're not getting this bearing out without taking the seal out in one piece. I guess since I'm here and I've been into it, ain't no sense in treating it like a junkyard vehicle with used parts. We might as well get a seal for it. A Timken, what's the part number so I can cut to the chase with
or
these?
a national?
Yeah, or a national crossover.
Timken. Hold on. Okay.
Take a snapshot of this. Forget the Timken brand. Take a snapshot of this number right here. Because when you get to the store and you start asking for rear end parts, they start asking you all kind of questions you don't know, which is all on your door sticker and marked on the back of your rear end. Good.
All right.
All right, I'll bring that in and check it. All right, we'll get back with you. Okay, we're gonna remove this Timken seal. We decided to go ahead and remove the seal. We're gonna check our inner bearing. Hey, we could actually reuse this. I didn't screw it up too bad. Put a little RTV right here in the corner. After you clean it up, you put it back on, but I don't know if we'll do that yet. Alright, here's our big back bearing. And she had some weight on it. A lot of weight. And that's the race. Let me clean that race off. Okay, so we got an bigger inner and an outer.
Smaller outer.
I guess what we'll do is we'll go price them. How about that? Since the idiot on the phone can't give me a definite answer.
Yeah.
Can't even give me he can only give me a choice between, and he can't tell the difference between inner and outer or anything. So.
Well, we have our inner and outer.
I gotta go over there just like I did the first time. When I first replaced one of these sides, I can't remember if it was this or the other. It's probably this side.
Because these are Timken bearings, aren't they?
Yes.
Makes sense that these were the changed ones, then.
Yeah, but I'll change the races too. Because you always want to change the race and bearing together. And this race looks like it's developing a slight lip right here. Or maybe that's just a clean spot where the bearing was not rotting. This is a bearing.
One thing's for sure, though, we still need rear brakes.
Let's do what my pawpaw did and get that bucket of gasoline and drop these bearings in this gasoline.
Can't clean them off.
Yeah, clean all this oil out of here and then roll them and see if they're scarred and pitted. They don't look scarred and pitted, but
But we need brakes, right?
but we don't have leaded gas, so we can't. Yeah, we need brakes. We don't have any leaded gasoline, so we can't copy off my granddad. Normally we would just sit there and soak our hands in leaded gas, and I don't recall anybody being stupider. It seems like today people are stupider than they were back then. So if anything, I think we need lead back in our diet. Let's see. Do we have a number on this? Catch that number. Okay.
Tim can recapture.
Go.
Is that another number?
77808. And then you got that other number. LMO 4949.
LMO or LM0?
I don't know. And you got this back number. See, I don't like the way that back bearing fits loose like that. It's like it's been riding against that spinning, free spinning. See how loose this is? Come on, asshole. Look, see how the bearing itself will spin? Look.
Yeah, I see.
I don't like that.
The base of the bearing will spin.
Yeah, on the shaft. I mean, it doesn't fit snug like the front one. I mean, look how snug that fits.
Yeah, that one doesn't spin, but the other one does.
Right.
That could be a problem. Definitely making noise. Yeah, that one's moving as you're trying to turn it.
That's a lot tighter than the inner. The inner is bigger bearings.
Okay, maybe this is a good investment then.
I don't know, dude. All I know is it's humming, and we need to shut it up.
Yep.
Now we're fixing to put a bigger wheel on here. So.
Wider and bigger.
So
it's gonna need it.
Maybe we should just go ahead and do the full scale replacement. Now, I'm not dealing with AutoZone's bullshit bearings. No Duralast. Because they
never
not
last.
Durable and they're not going to last. So maybe I should go with National, since I can't get my hands on Timken very easy.
Timken is National though, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I think they sold out. Sold companies, I mean. To get this race out, we're going to have to beat it out from the other side. Same here on this side. So we're going to need a fork of some type. We got to be careful not to scuff this up too bad. Now putting the race in, we're going to have to be careful with that too.
Alright.
It don't look too easy. And you know what's funny? This race looks a little different on one side than it does the other. You know what? Let's take a chance on this side. Let's replace the brakes while we're here, right?
Yeah, it's gonna need it.
Alright. Then we depress the caliper with a pair of channel locks. Where's that bushy? This. We got something to put this shit in to bring it in there?
Yeah.
Give me a bag.
Alright.
Okay, so we pulled the races out. We took a old shaft and beat the races out with it. And the races look good at first glance, but let me show you something we found that's pretty important. Now we had a slight noise coming from this side, like an interstate noise, like a wah 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 wah. And no matter what tire we put on it, we had that same noise. Now the bearings are worn into the race. You can see the bearing mark. But let me show you something else here. Let me put this light down, okay. See how it's clean right here where bearing didn't make contact? Clean, clean. Not as clean in some areas. Like it wasn't making even contact all the way around. I mean, to the camera it might look that way, but I can see where bearing has been contacting more places than others. Okay, this is the rear bearing. Okay, like right here, it's a little more contact.
A little more contact, a little less contact in different areas.
Now watch this. This is the front bearing. Let me wipe it off here real quick. Watch this. See if we can see it on this. Now, no contact, no contact. The shiny part's no contact. Then look, it starts making better contact. Then it makes contact better right here.
But then on the inside, there's a clean area.
Right.
As if it's riding up and down,
Look,
up and down.
Look, no contact back. Contact close to the back here. See that uneven wear? It's like that. You know what that means to me? Look, especially right there. You see that unevenness?
There's a bottleneck right there.
Look at that. Okay? So that's our sound. Our sound is coming from the bearing because, get a load of this. See this burr right here?
Yeah, camera can see it.
You put your finger on it, it rises up a couple thousandths. Now we didn't do this taking the other one out. This was from the previous installation. Nobody paid attention to that burr, at least I didn't. That burr is keeping the bearing race up, which in turn, when the race is in and the bearing's on, it's keeping the bearing cockeyed a little bit. So when this is on, it's doing that.
Ever so slightly.
Causing the front bearing to take more of the brunt of it, causing that wear, hence giving way like that, back and forth, making that sound. Now, our goal is to knock these burrs down flush right there, especially that one. That would keep the race up just a little bit from seating down. So that's what we're going to do, fix that problem. I would have never have caught that, and most of you guys might not either.
We were actually thought we were changing bearings for nothing.
Well, we're actually changing them for a damn good reason.
Yeah, we found that out.
Alright, so that's our bearings and our races, and we'll give you part numbers for this axle later. Make sure you have the right ones. Okay. Alright, so it's not the best choice of men, but we're going to use this coarse stone wheel on a drill, cheap stone wheel. And we're just going to, the idea is just to touch that burr. Not to go crazy and grind all this down. We're going to touch that burr and drop it down below. We're going to count on this side and this side of the steel to hold the race at the correct depth, seating depth. So that's what the goal is here. So see if we can do it with this. If we can't, we'll get a Dremel out. It's kind of difficult holding this steady. Let's see, where's our burr? Right here.
See scratch marks where you got it before we got it. Yeah, don't do that too much. I see it taking it off.
I want to leave the lip this way alone, closer to the.
Right here, where my middle finger is.
Here, watch out, move. Let's get this stone off of here.
Yeah, put it on the ridge. Yeah, you feel it?
I feel a little burr there. I know what that's from. It's from beating this race out before.
Almost feels like it's still rising up in there. Almost.
It is. Right there, but so slightly. Alright, so we got most of our big burrs gone. We got some 180 grit sandpaper. And we're just going to take like a corner of it here, shove it in there best we can. Turn it evenly. Take the burrs down. It's not going to be an exact science, but we won't have a race that fails to make contact here.
Causing that uneven ride, huh?
Yeah, because I mean, a tiny bit off. I mean, a tiny bit, and it'll
Thousandth.
Yeah, and it'll send a big wide 31-inch tire way out and cause that funny sound. Clean that up with a little brake cleaner. There's sandpaper and do the same thing on this side.
Yeah.
We found a burr or two in the front, but it wasn't much. We knocked that down with the heavy grinding wheel. We're gonna clean that up. We'll come back. Our last part number, back race, the biggest one. Duralast part number 382A. Unfortunately, all we could get was Duralast. Having stock. Now we sprayed this down to get all the graphite and metal shavings and stone wheel shavings out of here. We don't want any of that mixing with our bearing, so we sprayed it down with brake cleaner. And we got our new race here. What we're going to try to do is press it in, make sure that's clean. And this is our old race, which was a Temkin. It's too bad that we couldn't use Temkin back because it's made in the USA and I hate this Chinese junk. Give me that WD-40.
You need some lubrication going on.
Maybe, maybe not. Alright, whatever. Alright, so we got that. We'll try to get this race started. Now the race goes in same way it came out.
You can use the old one, right?
I'm using the old race face to face. Maybe I'll turn it this way because it's a more wider surface here. And what do we got for, where's our mini maul?
Let me get the mini maul.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is start off by putting something across it and try to go crossways instead of tapping it in all the way around. Careful this doesn't get off on you or you'll create those burrs again.
Watch out.
This way.
Go in. Kind of moving on my side here. Alright. Is it safe to do that against the race?
Yeah, it's
race.
race on race. So you got a carbide type steel for the race. Get a heavy duty steel. Now we need to get all the way down to that crack.
You got a small gap here.
What?
Small gap here.
Yeah, I know. We try turning it this way. Let me see if that helps us. I hate doing this, but what other choice do we have, right?
Don't have anything longer. Preferable if we had a piece of pipe, but we don't have access to that.
Gotta make do with what you got.
And someone out there might have access to a pipe that's.
Well, you use a machine press for this.
I'm talking about the layman though. Someone who doesn't have access to shop materials.
Or you can do what I just did. You can beat a race within a race that actually gets stuck and you can't get it out. Because that's what I just did. But hopefully I didn't get too far in. Now, you don't want to scratch your other race with this, so.
Here, we'll get this out.
I'll get it out. So let that be a lesson. Only use your race till it gets down to about that point. After that, stop. What I had to do to get them apart was stick a screwdriver right between the two and pop and separate. No big deal.
Just one little mark there, but...
No, Baron doesn't ride there on that. Baron
So
rides here. So we're good. So we got no scratches, no scuffs. Now we're going to have to find something to get this the rest of the way down. Preferably something with a blunt end that's softer than the race. So, a socket.
Socket's tool steel, but it's blunt.
And you just want to go at this slowly. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. I'm not going to make y'all sit through this in a video. When we get it down, we'll mic it.